Hi everyone, it's me, Coffee Stitcher. It's kind of late on Sunday, I know, but it's a 3-day weekend, so whatevs. I'm trying a different filming thing today. I just got Dad's old computer, so I am using it to record and then theoretically to upload. I do have iMovie. Not sure if I'm going to try it on this video. May try it on another video. Because what I really kind of want to do is just get this week's up and out, since it's as late as it is, and then have all day tomorrow to just sit and stitch. So I think that may be what I just end up doing. And then next week we can worry about trying to make it fancy with bells and whistles. Anyhow, I'm not entirely sure where I'm supposed to be looking for this. This is a whole new world for me. All right, so we've got some haul this week. I don't think I've got a ton of Q&A. I'm obviously going to be using my tablet for that. So we've got Q&A. We've got a smidgen of haul. We've got a smidgen of whip updates, but we also have a finish. So that's kind of exciting. So let me get YouTube Studio up. What do you mean? Oh, right, I have to change my... This has been one of those days. And I gotta redo my Wi-Fi on my tablet real quick to correct this. Do-do-do-do. I forgot that I had to do this. Do-do-do-do-do. Yes, I know it's the incorrect password. I had to change the password on RFI today. Tonight I'm drinking milk with a splash of Kahlua, which is one of the few times you'll ever actually see me with any sort of actual alcohol. Because I still have to be the coffee stitcher. But as you will notice by the color of the milk, there's really not much in there. Just enough to give it the flavor. Okay. Whee! Refresh. Refresh. Comments. Okay. All right. Okay, so the Q&A. The first question comes from Weaving Rainbow, and she asks, would I give you a tour of the fabric dresser one day? And yes, I sort of can, since I'm now filming from a stationary thing versus from my phone, and I have not figured out how to splice things yet. I'm just going to go grab a drawer and show you. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's got 20 drawers. Their usable space is all is essentially 8 by 11. Okay, so I'll say that again in case I was too far to try and do it. So the usable space in the drawer is 8 by 11. Like that. Well, they're all different colors and handle types, but the same basic shape. And I have, in the ones with floss loaded alphabetically, in little Ziploc baggies. And that's basically how I got it. So that's kind of the fabric. And my fabrics are divided by color. And they're just sort of neatly folded and stacked on top. I appreciate, as well, always the feedback on sound issues. We'll see what happens with this one. I don't know what was going on with the last one. I was filming it through my phone. I don't know why you could suddenly hear an announcer's voice, because the door was closed, so you shouldn't have been able to have heard G watching the TV. But apparently you could. So I do apologize. That was very strange. As always, do let me know, especially when we're switching to something new like this where I have no clue what's going to happen. Yay, being clueless. All right. Amy M121 asked, what scissors do you use for the stocking kit? I have a wreath kit from the same brand and not sure what scissors to use. I have cross-stitch scissors. I have a pair of Fiskars that I use, that I bought specifically for it, but really anything other than your actual, like, don't use good scissors on felt because they will blunt quickly. When I used to do felt all the time, I actually used a pair of those collapsible scissors. But really, even just regular old scissors are fine. You just don't want to use your good cross stitch or good fabric scissors on felt. Lisa Reynolds asks, this is a good time to bring it up. What was wrong with Weeks Dye Works? Weeks Dye Works had a floss color, I'm going to say it was 1173, that was Confederate gray. There were a huge number of us that contacted them about the name and why it was problematic. Didn't really get much of a response. They did, however, this week, like right after this video, they did change the name to just gray. So they did at least listen. They did at least make the change. I'm not thrilled with the name, but I also understand it's a lot easier going forward with older patterns. If you're looking for that color and you instead see gray, you can kind of figure out, oh, well, this was probably what they wanted. But they did at least make that change. So we're going to call it a win. It's not a huge win, but it is still a win. And it just goes to show that our voices do get heard and do get listened to. But once again, it all comes down to where you put your money in a lot of places. Or a lot of cases, I should say. Hotness Tanya, this sort of answered your question earlier. I don't normally drink. I'm largely sober, but I had to buy Kahlua for a recipe. So I will literally every once, I'll put a little bit on ice cream, some, and I'll add a small splash, like this was literally like a teaspoon. And I don't mean like the actual measuring unit. I mean like an actual, like an iced teaspoon splash worth into the milk. Like I said, it's not even enough to change the color. Right. So that, I believe, is the end of the Q&A for today. All right, so let's see. What have I been working? Or let me show you my haul for the week. And then we'll get over to Dropbox. Okay. So I got the first fabric of the year from Fortnite Fabrics. I'm doing their Opal collection this year. This one's a light blue. This is 32 count even weave, and it's called Org Bitch. It's beautiful. It's a nice sparkly blue. I have no clue what I will put on it, but it sure is pretty. and I got a fat quarter. Which now that I have my sewing machine out, I have to go buy some thread for it, but I've got a sewing machine, so I can actually do some, if I cut fabric, I can actually serge it now. Yay! And then my lovely friend Dawn sent me the two Mary Inglebright cross-stitch books. So, thank you for that, Dawn. Alright, so my work project, as you know, is the Clouds Factory Zodiac. And this is where I'm at. So I finished out, this doesn't, well, it's actually photographing better than I expected. So I finished out these two rings. I got this one here done, and I got almost about halfway done with this one and realized I'd miscounted. So my plan is to this week finish up the rings and then get my two sow parts done for my monthly goal. So that is my current work whip. Then I pulled out and worked for Daily 30. For the Fantasy Island week, I worked on Search the Sky by Waxing Moon Designs. Here's where I'm at on it. And I probably could have gone a little bit longer, but I realized I accidentally miscounted here, and it was going to throw off the yellow. So I need to do a minor, tiny bit of frogging. But I got at least one reindeer and part of the sleigh done. My goal is to get Santa and the reindeer done, but after stitching one of the reindeer and part of the sleigh, I think that may have been a little bit of a lofty goal for this month. So my goal is now just going to be Santa and a reindeer, and then next month I can do the other 3 reindeer. Okay. Then I did pull out Corner of the Earth to work on it again and struggled on it again. So I do believe it is going to be going back into the pile. So next month I'll pull something else out to work on in its place. I'm also going to have to pull out something to work on in place of this. I had a finish on Murder, She Wrote. So here we go. It was a stamped piece, as I said, and you can sort of see I did wash it, and a lot of the stamping did come out. It's really fairly faint now, except for 1 or 2 spots, but at a distance, no one's ever going to know. I was surprised at how colorful it is, and also in some ways at how childish some of the backstitching lines are. Of course, some of that may also be because it's not pulled taut. But I may have to do some work. I may have to do some fixing on these. Because, yeah, that may have just gotten a little bit loose from the washing. But yes, so I was surprised by the bright colors. I did go ahead at the bottom. I don't normally sign my pieces because I don't like how it looks, but I did go ahead down here in the bottom and sign this JBF for Jessica B. Fletcher, and then 77, because I'm guessing that's the year she completed this, and I don't really know. You can't see it that close up on the show, but that's what we're going to say, is 1977. So I did order myself some more stamped kits as a result of this project. Those will be arriving probably next week sometime. So, and then I got a little bit of a start in on the next Hige piece, which is this one, which looks like nothing right now, I know. But when it's all said and done, it will look like a teapot with yarn and some knitting. So, yeah. So that's kind of it for me. This is a very low-key video. I'm trying to be quiet because it is so late. I think my sister-in-law's on the other side of the wall trying to sleep. I don't want to be too loud. So if my sound is really bad, please let me know. I know I look awful. I can just tell. So yeah. Anyhow, as always, please drop me the Q&A. And I will see you all next time. Have a great week, everybody. Let's see if I can figure